Welcome to American Times. This is gonna blow your mind. The Black Sea is more than just a body of water, it's a stage for history, trade, and now, war. On July 26, 2025, tension hangs thick in the salty air. The waves that once carried tourists now echo with conflict. This is a critical arena in the struggle between Ukraine and Russia. Ancient coastlines meet modern warfare here, and the stakes are high. Every ship, every port, every mile of water is contested. For centuries, empires have fought for control of these waters. Today, that value is even greater. For Russia, it's about power and control. For Ukraine, it's about survival and sovereignty. The mood is dark. Every shadow could be a threat. The conflict isn't just about warships and missiles anymore. It's a new fight, defined by innovation and technology. Drones, both in the air and on the water, have changed everything. They let a smaller force challenge a naval giant. This is the story of how technology turns the sea into a weapon. Sailors scan the horizon for small, fast-moving objects. The buzz of a drone can mean disaster. The Black Sea is now a laboratory for 21st century naval combat. Lessons learned here will shape military thinking worldwide. This isn't just a regional conflict, it's a preview of the future of war. In this theater, every engagement can have massive consequences. Why is the Black Sea so important? It's about control. For Russia, controlling the Black Sea means choking Ukraine's economy. Ukraine's ports, like Odessa, are gateways to the world. If Russia blockades these ports, Ukraine's ability to fund its defense and feed its people is threatened. This naval pressure is central to Russia's strategy: starve the opponent into submission. For Ukraine, the Black Sea fight is about survival and breaking the blockade. Losing the coastline would make Ukraine landlocked and dependent on neighbors. So they fight back with ingenuity, challenging the larger Russian fleet. Their national survival depends on it. Russia's Black Sea fleet projects power far beyond these waters. Every Russian ship lost is a blow to their image. For Ukraine, pushing the fleet back is a strategic and psychological victory. This battle has global implications. Ukraine is a major grain exporter. Blockades affect food prices worldwide. When Ukraine fights to keep sea lanes open, it's also fighting for global food security. The Black Sea conflict is local, but its impact is global. What happens here is felt in kitchens and markets around the world. Ukraine couldn't match Russia ship for ship, so they innovated. Their answer: naval drones, sophisticated unmanned surface vessels packed with explosives. These small, fast boats are hard to detect and can be guided with pinpoint accuracy. The strategy is asymmetry. Use cheap, expendable drones to threaten multi-million-dollar warships. Ukraine built a fleet of these sea babies, their naval equalizer. Drones let Ukraine go on the offensive, hunting Russian ships and turning Russia's strength into a vulnerability. Operators far from the sea guide drones via camera and joystick. It's a high-stakes video game with real consequences. These operators need nerves of steel. Their skill decides the mission's outcome. This unseen fleet is a revolution in naval warfare. Naval power is no longer just about big ships and big guns. Now a nation with tech can challenge a superpower. Ukraine's Mosquito fleet attacks in swarms, overwhelming even the most formidable warship. Individually, drones are small, but together, they're deadly. This is the new Black Sea reality. The hunter isn't always the biggest ship. Technology has changed the rules. The target that night was a Russian patrol boat, small but vital. These boats are the fleet's eyes and ears, enforcing blockades and protecting larger ships. Taking one out pokes a hole in Russia's defenses. Patrol boats are fast, armed, and crewed by vigilant sailors. They know danger can come from anywhere, above or below the waves. Russia's constant patrols are a show of force, but also make them targets. The more ships on the water, the more chances for Ukraine to strike. Each boat becomes a bullseye for Ukrainian drone operators. Projecting power now means accepting new risks. Losing a patrol boat shakes Russian morale. It reminds every sailor they're never truly safe. The psychological impact is real. Fear and uncertainty spread. Russian command faces a dilemma: keep ships in port or risk them at sea. Ukraine's drone strategy forces Russia to rethink everything. The Black Sea is no longer safe for the powerful. The operation began at night, perfect cover for drones. Ukrainian naval drones launched from a secret coastal site, slipping quietly into the water. In a command center, operators watched live feeds from each drone. The hunt was on. The drones swarmed, approaching the target from multiple angles. This tactic overwhelms a ship's defenses. Guns can't track them all. Chaos and confusion give the drones a chance to break through. Operators navigated around patrols using the sea's cover. The final approach was a high-speed dash. The Russian patrol boat loomed larger on the screens. Operators adjusted for waves, wind, and ship movement. The first drone struck the stern, camera feed cut to static. Other drones pressed the attack, aiming to disable the ship completely. Explosions lit up the dark sea. The mission was executed with digital precision, far from the battlefield. The Black Sea became a battleground of code and courage. On the Russian patrol boat, chaos erupted with the first explosion. Alarms blared, and the crew scrambled to stations. They fired wildly into the darkness, trying to hit fast, low drones. The drones were too small and quick for radar and gunners. It was like fighting a swarm of hornets with a rifle. For every drone hit, more appeared. Panic set in. Training hadn't prepared them for this. Their weapons were built for ships, not agile robots. The patrol boat was dismantled by 21 Century tech. Explosions rocked the vessel, systems failed, and water poured in. The order to abandon ship was given. Sailors leapt into the cold sea, their boat burning behind them. They'd been hunted by unseen enemies, controlled from afar. The lesson was clear: size and firepower no longer guarantee safety. After the attack, the information war began. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense released dramatic drone footage. Explosions, a burning Russian ship. The video went viral, boosting morale and showing Ukraine's military prowess. An official statement followed. "We will continue to hunt the occupiers in our sea." The message was clear. This was part of a larger campaign. Russia's response was silence, then denial. Their Ministry of Defense claimed all drones were destroyed, and damage was minor. Downplaying losses is key to maintaining morale and projecting strength. But the viral video told a different story. The burning ship contradicted Russian claims. A credibility gap opened. The world had to choose: Moscow's words or Kiev's footage. In modern war, public perception is as important as the battlefield. Ukraine's visual evidence gave them the upper hand. The battle for truth was as fierce as the battle at sea. The story didn't end with the sinking. The wreckage washed ashore, on Ukrainian-controlled coast. It was a gift for Ukraine, an embarrassment for Russia. The physical proof of loss was delivered to the enemy's doorstep. Ukrainian forces secured the wreck, turning it into an intelligence goldmine. Engineers studied its armor, weapons, and systems for future attacks. The failed patrol boat now helped Ukraine plan its next strike. The propaganda value was huge. Images of the wreck spread everywhere. Soldiers posed with the burned hull. It became a symbol of resistance. The message: not only can we sink your ships, the sea returns them to us. It boosted morale and became a legendary story. For Russia, it was humiliation. Losing a ship, then losing the wreck. They couldn't even secure their own losses. The incident amplified the psychological blow, turning defeat into a global spectacle. The world watched as Ukraine turned a tactical win into a strategic triumph. This single drone strike changed everything. For Ukraine, it proved innovation and asymmetric warfare could win. Morale soared, and investment in drones increased. Ukraine shifted from defense to hunting the Russian fleet. For Russia, the loss forced a change. Ships stayed in port, ceding control of the sea. The fleet-in-being strategy handed Ukraine naval superiority without major warships. Navies worldwide took notice. The age of the big warship as king of the seas was in question. Smaller, smarter unmanned systems now posed a real threat. Every navy asked, how do we defend against drone swarms? This was more than a battle, it was a turning point. Ingenuity and technology had leveled the playing field. The Black Sea became a laboratory for the future of war.